Jehovah then said to me, the end has come for my people Israel. I will no longer continue to forbear them. They will wail the songs of the banquet hall on that day, the word of the Lord Jehovah Elohim. There will be many corpses in every place, cast away, removed. Hear this, you who devour the needy, decimating the poor of the land, saying, when will the month pass so that we can sell grain, the sabbatical year, so we can open the stores of grain, reduce the ephod and increase the shekel, and distort the scales of deceit, to purchase the poor with silver and the destitute for shoes, and we will sell the refuge of the grain. Jehovah has sworn by the glory of Jacob, I will never forget all their deeds. Should not the land quake for this? And all its inhabitants will be destroyed. Water will rise like the river over all of it, and it will push aside and submerge the land as does the river of Egypt. And it shall be on that day the word of the Lord Jehovah Elohim, that I will bring down the sun at midday, and I will darken the land on the day of light, and I will turn your festivals in the morning, and all your songs into lamentations. And I will bring sackcloth upon all loins, and baldness upon every head, and I will make the land as if in mourning for only sun, and its end like a bitter day. Behold, days are coming, the word of the Lord Jehovah Elohim, when I will send hunger into the land, not a hunger for bread nor a thirst for water, but to hear the words of Jehovah. People will travel from sea to sea and from north to east. They will wander about to seek the word of Jehovah, but they will not find. On that day the beautiful virgins and the young men will faint from thirst. Those who swear by the idol of Samaria and say, by the life of your God Dan, and by the life of Beersheba, right, and they will fall and will not rise again. I saw the Lord standing upon the altar, and he said, strike the lintel, and the side posts will quake, and shatter the head of them all, and the rest of them will slay by the sword. No fugitive among them will flee, and no refugee among them will escape. If they dig down into the grave, from there my hand will take them. And if they ascend to the heavens, from there I will bring them down. If they hide on the top of Carmel, from there I will seek them out and take them. And if they conceal themselves from my eyes on the floor of the sea, from there I will command the serpent, and it will bite them. If they go into captivity before their enemies, from there I will command the sword, and it will slay them. And I will fix my eye upon them for evil and not good. The Lord Jehovah Elohim, the Master of Legions, he touches the land, and it melts, and all its inhabitants are destroyed, and water rises like the river over it, and it becomes submerged as under the river Egypt. Who built his strata in the heavens, and founded his group upon the earth, who calls to the waters of the sea, and pours them out upon the face of the earth. Jehovah is his name. Behold, you are like children of the Cushites to me, O children of Israel, the word of Jehovah. Did I not bring up Israel from the land of Egypt, as well as Philistines from Capator, and Aram from Kir? Behold, the eyes of the Lord Jehovah are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from upon the face of the earth. But I will not totally destroy the house of Jacob, the word of Jehovah. For behold, I will decree that I will shake out the house of Israel among the nation, as grain is shaken in a sheaf, and not a pebble falls to the ground. They will perish by the sword, all the sinners of my people, those who say, not because of us will the evil approach any sooner. On that day I will raise up a fallen booth of David. I will repair their breaches and raise up its ruins, and I will build it up as in the old, so that they upon whom my name is called may inherit the remnant of Edom. and all the nations, the word of Jehovah. Who shall do that? Behold, days are coming, the word of Jehovah, when the plowman will meet the reaper, and the treaders of grapes will meet the one who carries the seed. The mountains will drip juice, and all the hills will melt. I will return the captive of my people Israel, and they will rebuild desolate cities and settle them. They will plant vineyards and drink their wine. They will cultivate gardens and eat their fruit. I will plant them upon their land, and they will never again be uprooted from the land that I have given them, said Jehovah, your God. The word of Jehovah came to me, saying, Son of man, prophesy against the shepherds of Israel. Prophesy and say to them, to the shepherds, Thus said the Lord, Jehovah Elohim, Woe to the shepherds of Israel who have tended themselves. Is it not the flock that the shepherd should tend, the choices you eat, the wool you wear, and the healthiest you slaughter, but the rest of the flock you do not tend? The frail you do not strengthen, the ill you do not cure, the broken you do not bind, the banished you did not retrieve. For the lost you did not search, rather you subjugate them with force and with rigor. Thus they became scattered for the lack of a shepherd, and became food of every beast of the field. They became scattered. My sheep wander in all the mountains and upon every high hill. My sheep have scattered upon the whole face of the earth. But no one seeks and no one searches. Therefore, O shepherds, hear the word of Jehovah. As I live, the word of the Lord Jehovah Elohim, I swear that because my sheep have become spoils, and my sheep have become food for every beast of the field, for lack of a shepherd, and my shepherds did not seek out my sheep, for the shepherds tended themselves, but did not tend my flock. Therefore, shepherds, hear the word of Jehovah. Thus said the Lord Jehovah Elohim, Behold, I am against the shepherd. I will seek out my flock from their hand, and I will cause them to cease herding, and the shepherds will no longer tend themselves. Thus I will rescue my sheep from their mouths, and they will no longer be food for them. For thus said the Lord Jehovah Elohim, Behold, I am here, and I will seek out my sheep, and I will tend them, as a shepherd tends his flock on the day he is among his separated sheep. So I will tend to my sheep and rescue them from all the places where they were scattered on the day of cloud and darkness. I will remove them from the peoples and gather them from the lands and bring them to their soil. And I will tend them upon the mountains of Israel, in the streams and in all the land's habitations. I will shepherd them upon a good pasture, and their fold will be upon the heights of Israel's mountains. There they will lie down in a good fold and graze upon fat pastures on the mountains of Israel. I will care for my sheep, and I will lay them down. For the word of the Lord Jehovah Elohim. For the lost I will search. The banished I will retrieve. The broken I will bind. The ill I will strengthen. But the fat one, the strong one, I will destroy. I will tend them with justice. And as for you, my sheep, thus said the Lord Jehovah Elohim, Behold, I am judging between lamb and lamb, and the rams and the he-goats. Is it not enough for you that you graze in good pasture, that you must also trample the rest of the pasture underfoot? Is it not enough that you drink settled waters, that you must also befoul the rest with your feet? And my flock, must they graze the tramplings of your feet and drink the befoulment of your feet? Therefore, thus said the Lord Jehovah Elohim to them, Behold, I am here, and I shall judge between the robust lamb and the famished lamb, because you push with the flank and shoulder, and you gore all the frail ones with your horns until you have scattered them away. So I will save my sheep, and they will no longer be for spoils, and I will judge between lamb and lamb. I will establish over them a single shepherd, and he will tend to them, my servant David. He will tend them, and he will be a shepherd unto them. And I, Jehovah, I will be a God to them, and my shepherd David, a prince among them. I, Jehovah, have spoken. I will seal a covenant of peace with them, and abolish the evil beasts from the land. And they will dwell securely in the wilderness, and sleep in the forest. Then I will make them and the surroundings of my hill into a blessing. And I will bring the rain. Time they will be rains of blessing. The tree of the field will yield its fruit, and the earth will yield its produce, and they will be secure upon their land. Then they will know that I am Jehovah, when I break the rods of their yoke and rescue them from the hand of those who enslave them. They will no longer be spoils for the nations, and the beasts of the land will no longer devour them. They will dwell securely, and none will make them afraid. I'll establish for them a planting of renown, and they will no longer be decimated by famine in the land, and they will no longer bear the shame of the nations. They will know that I, Jehovah, their God, am with them, and that they are my people, the house of Israel, the word of the Lord Jehovah Elohim.